this is going to be a morning in the life of a homemade mum of 2 children. So we start off with our morning. Normally the boys come in and have cuddles in the morning. That's kind of like one of my favourite parts of the morning. Then after that I kind of look at my phone, see if I've got any messages, and just have a quick look on social media before we get up. And normally it ends with me being jumped on by Ronnie. So eventually I get up, brave the cold, put my dressing gown on and nip out to the front room, where I always open the blinds just to let the sun in and make me feel alive in the morning. And another thing I always do is open the window. I just like a little bit of fresh air regardless of how cold it is in the morning. I think it just freshens everything up. Then I always put my diffuser on. This morning I put a few drops of lemongrass, which is just really refreshing and lovely, and I just put that on the timer for 6 hours. First thing I do in the kitchen is put the kettle on and start to choose what we're going to have for breakfast. Sometimes it's just cereal and bits, but this morning I thought I'd do eggs. There's me pouring my tea. I cannot start the day without my tea. So I cut up some grapes this morning to go with our eggs, so I always do that first so it's done. And then I start to break the eggs. And I add some Oat Original Alpro Soya. Sometimes I use normal milk, but I had some of that to use up, which we quite like anyway. And then just whisk the eggs up. And I also had some bacon, which was like the dried bacon, which I thought I'd put in just as something different this morning. And then it's ready. So we always sit down and do a read aloud in the morning. We've just started Paddington's Finest Hour. It's a good time for us to just sit and be able to read together while we have our breakfast. We also always have our vitamins in the morning. The boys just have Chewy vitamins and I have the Floradix. The boys were playing with Lego at this point, so I decided to clean up the kitchen, and I had one of my favourite YouTube channels on just to watch. I normally try and catch up on a vlog if I'm doing any type of housework, if the boys are amused, because it just kind of makes it a little bit more fun. I also like to dry up and make sure we start with a clean slate in the morning. It's just one of the things I like. And I just wipe down the counters and make sure everything's fresh for lunchtime. Next thing I always do is make the beds. I can't stand it when beds are not made, so I just go ahead and do that, and the boys help to make theirs. Next thing I do is pick out the boys' clothes for the day. If we're going out, I normally have their clothes ready from the night before, just if we've got a rush in the morning, but we didn't have any rush this morning, so I waited. And then I do them a flannel each, nice warm flannel with some bubbles on, and just help Ronnie along with getting dressed. He's starting to be able to do most of it himself. Stan's pretty independent with it, but I just help them along and just support them with that. Then it's the teeth brushing, and I always even help Stan with that, because where his teeth have fallen out in bits, he's a bit wary where bits are wobbly and stuff, so I try and help him kind of just give his teeth a good brush, and obviously Ronnie as well. Then just make sure their hair's done, ready for the day, and we look half respectable whilst Ronnie jumps on the bed. Then I pick out some clothes for myself, just something simple because we weren't doing anything special. Brush my teeth and pop the shower on. And I just had a really quick shower just to freshen up a bit. And I like to use the Cleanse and Polish by Liz Earle. It's my favourite cleanser, and I got some for Christmas. I use the Liz Earle toner as well, which I love. It's a skin tonic, and it just makes your skin really nice, and it's really refreshing. And the Super Skin Face Serum also from Liz Earle, which I really, really like. I also use the Olay Firm and Lift Day Cream, which I just find you need a bit of extra moisture with the serum. And then I just put a little bit of foundation on. That's a number 7 one, which is Stay Perfect. I don't do a lot of makeup. when we're kind of not doing much, because there's no point, not that I wear a lot anyway, but this was just really simple. I'd washed my hair the night before, and yeah, I didn't brush it, so it was a right mess. So I decided just to give it a quick brush and just put it up for the day so it's out of the way. I haven't got time to do anything special. And then I put some Daisy by Marc Jacobs on, which I always find makes me feel really fresh and nice. I do like my perfume. And then my glasses on, and I'm done. Then I've been trying to drink a glass of water in the mornings, just to try and hydrate me a bit better, because I'm finding I feel a bit dehydrated sometimes. And the boys start to tidy up, ready to go for a walk. It was a lovely sunny day, so we thought we'd wrap up and just go on our bikes for a bit. Well, the boys went on their bikes. I haven't got a bike, so I just followed them along. And yeah, we just like to get out in the morning. It refreshes us before we start doing any formal work. And there was a lovely little squirrel collecting some nuts. When we got back, I unloaded the washing machine and Stan helped me pop it all into the dryer, just so that's another job done. And I've decided it's time for another cup of tea. And at this point, Ronnie normally chooses some toys to play with, or he's welcome to join in with our activities, but he didn't want to on this day. And today we were doing some painting from the Exploring Nature with Children curriculum, and we listened to some winter music at the same time. I like to sit down and get creative with Stan. I find it's much better doing things like this together, and I really enjoy it as well, and it's just a nice thing to do. Sometimes Ronnie will join in, but today he just didn't fancy it, which is fine. And that's the finished product. So now it's just time to clear away, and that is our morning routine. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and we'll see you for our next video. Bye!